Curtis asked me to take a photograph of my two scanners set up for print scanning. On the far left you can see an Epson Perfection 2450, which I purchased in the late 90s. Next to it is Java to keep me going. Next to it are 6 terabytes of Western Digital Passport drives, which I use for storage. Then next in the middle is my iMac, which is about a year and a half old. Then my MacBook Pro Retina display, computer, laptop. Next to the laptop you can see about 14 terabytes of backup drives. Behind the red chair you see the Epson Artisan 835. In the upper right you can see an HP LaserJet 6MP printer, which I purchased in the mid-90s, so it's rapidly approaching 20 years of age. And then you can see the slots in the blinds, so I know how much snow we're getting at this particular time. All of this equipment was purchased to support my home office and personal use, as well as my photography business. The only exception to that is the Epson Perfection 2450, which I did in fact purchase for the purpose of scanning photographs quite a while ago. So it's hard for me to look at the cost of the scanning project, because most of the equipment is being used for other purposes as well. Next, I will show you a screen recording of the laptop scanner with image capture running. I just started the overview scan, as you can see, and there are 5 pictures that'll come up. And as they come up, then you can also see how they've been segmented fairly quickly. And you can see that they're all very well segmented, except I like to keep the white borders around the older pictures as part of the historical recording, but you can draw those out pretty easily if you have them, or if you don't want the white borders that sometimes have dates and things like that on it, you can just leave the actual specific image in the segmented area. But I tend to collect them, and that slows you down a little bit if you have a lot of those, but it's usually not too difficult. The other thing to notice is that the pictures aren't particularly well aligned, but image capture has recognized that they're kind of rotated a little bit and corrects that capture sequence so that they come out horizontal based on the lines that have been drawn. And after I've corrected all that information from the overview image, then all I have to do is finish this first. And you can see the date on the picture. That's the reason why I like to capture the white borders. Okay, and now, yes, we're going to drop the pictures into a folder called Scan, which sits on a network drive, and I'm labeling the pictures uniquely. You can see right above there, auto select, detect separate items, save them as TIFF. I don't do any of the other things, particularly I'll do that later on. And then I will click Scan, and we're off and running. And you can kind of see how it's just going to go through each one of the images and capture it and dump it into a file on my network drive. The scanner has finished capturing these pictures. I'm going to take the pictures off the scan bed and place new ones on, and now you can see it starting a new scan, capturing with the overview button, and you can see it automatically segments the picture. One, because it has white borders that I want to retain, I expand it out a little bit, and once I'm done with that, then I can come over and hit the scan button, and we're off and running. You can see we're scanning the top picture right now, and it's labeled with the date and 16, and we'll just wait here till it goes to the next picture so you can kind of see what happens. This is all wireless from the computer. It's finished scanning and it's written the file out to the network server, and you can see the picture, the next picture highlighted, the border around it highlighted itself, and now it's scanning the next picture. So it's kind of moving on its own, and while it's doing this, I'm working on another on the other scanner.
Okay, I've got my two computers, iMac and my MacBook Pro Retina display set up, and the software's up, and I'll provide a screenshot of the screens, and we're going to...
In this screenshot, you can see the different settings that I've applied on the right side of the screen. The scan mode is in flatbed. It's color scanning. I have a resolution of 600 dpi. I can make it higher. I use a custom size because if you look below for auto selection, I have detect separate items, and so it will automatically identify the individual pictures that you see on the middle panel, where the little broken line borders have identified each picture. I can select what folder the pictures go to, it's scanned to. I can attach a name to it. I can save the different file formats. I save in TIFF. And then you can do all sorts of image correction, sharpening, removal of dust and things like that. I don't use those in this software, as I typically do that within Aperture once I've imported them.
Shot of the screens, and we're going to start setting up for scanning right now. There's my one scanner, my Epson scanner right there, and there is my Epson Artesian scanner over there on that back desk, among a lot of camera gear and other miscellaneous things that I occasionally use. And here's my box of pictures, and we're going to set them up right here. We'll just look at them here real quick. Alright, there's that one, that one, that one. And we'll just put them right up here on the screen like this. These are nice and flat, so they'll work pretty well. And we'll do an overview scan. There you can see it coming up, maybe on the screen. I don't know yet. And now you can see that it's self-selected and it looks very good. So and you can see I'm going to save it to this folder here, and with the name of the file and the format at 600 dpi, million colors, flatbed, and we just hit scan. So I won't check that every time, but and you might be able to hear that one running in the background. So we'll just check these real quick. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And we'll pull this up like this. And the one is still running for me. That's good. Just lay those out like that. And we'll get that up a little bit further there. Down we go. Rotate back around. Hit overview. You can hear the other scanner maybe gearing up. You can see it sort of warming up here. It's been off for a while, so it usually is not that kind of delay. And you can see some of those pictures are pretty badly rotated here. And so, okay, but that one's okay, that one's okay, that one's okay. Scan. And we're off. This one is now done. So we'll just take the pictures off of here, and this is one of the more finicky things. I have to use a little plastic strip to kind of lift the pictures off. Now that I've got those done, I'll toss them into the scan box. Grab 3 more. The other scanner is still running. Let's look at them here. Here we go. And I don't worry too much about orientation. because I'll change that, I'll fix that once I enter them into aperture. I can just rotate them out, and it's less aggravation to do it digitally. So we'll do an overview there. This one is still scanning, as you can see, and this one's getting set up ready to go. And we'll see how well it gets automatically recognized. And again, it recognizes them very well, so we'll just hit scan. You can see this one is still scanning, so we've got to wait for it to finish. This one's a little bit slower because I write to a network storage device rather than a direct attached drive. But it's 95–98% as fast. And there's a reason for that, that I do that. It's saving that image. And that's done. The other scanner's still running. So here I just take these off. Here we go. Look at the surface, it looks pretty clean. Go back to my box here. And here we go. Now we got 3 more pictures. And we're off and running. Should give you a pretty good idea as to how labor intensive it is. And certainly this is not the most ergonomic setup that one can have. But if I may end up having to change it. And this one's ready to go. So what we're gonna, before we go to that other computer, we're gonna make sure we get this one started. Remember, we want to have a scanner going all the time. So those are pretty well automatically recognized. So we'll just hit scan for that. And we'll come over here now and zip these off. Like that. Toss them into the scan bucket here. And grab 3 more pictures. And you can kind of see how this goes. It just kind of goes along. And you can...
So I hope this has been helpful for people that have a lot of pictures to scan. Certainly I could improve the ergonomics of the process, and I think potentially a 3rd scanner could add a little bit extra performance, but would also add a lot of expense, because not only would you need a camera, but you'd need another computer to capture the images as you go. So that's the way I do it, and neither good nor bad. It's just the way I do it, and hope it's been helpful to all of you who want to do lots of scanning. Thanks for listening.